Hello everyone, and now welcome to a 1v1 matchup, Fly versus Happy. And to get this out of the way already, Happy did choose random and got undead. So he got his preferred race, while Fly, who has spawned as the green orc on the bottom left hand side of the map, has no idea what his opponent's race is. We're seeing Ultra of Storms burrow, waiting for that next building to see or showcase what type of strategy it will be. Could be early grunts, maybe Blade Master timing on that hero. Meanwhile, yep, Blade Master going up against a Death Knight. No surprises from Happy, just calm, cool, and calculated. Happy opening things up. Gonna go ahead, perhaps try to do a little bit of creeping. There is that Tomb of Relics. New Chinese tournaments use a lot of reverse races and random versus random now. I guess it's to try and keep keep the overall scene fresh, right? I think Infi probably has a lot to do with it. Infi, even though he technically, or a lot of the former professional players, even though they technically quote unquote retired, they're still doing a lot of streaming on their version of Twitch, and they get a lot of viewers just by being able to play entertaining games. So because of that, everyone is practicing everything more and more, and that's one way that the Warcraft 3 community is trying to stay alive and interesting. All right, Blade Master heading back off to the north here. I'm gonna go ahead and clear out this Null Assassin and Null Overseer creep camp. Meanwhile, Happy clearing out some creep camps of his own. Well, I just gotta say, I think I have the adrenaline from the previous game, and I need to match my casting to the current tempo and pace of this game right now. Trying to describe absolutely everything I see, and that's really not needed when the players are just doing some early creeping. Blade Master are gonna clear off the Null Warden off to the north here and get to level 2. Hit just pretty much the major points. Death Knight, however, actually going after the difficult Rock Golem creep camp, and surprisingly hasn't picked up a Forest Troll Berserker as of yet. Death Knight is going to be low on mana, and this actually exposes him quite a bit, as well as the Death Knight may not realize that the Blade Master is nearby, and he's he actually broke Windwalk a little bit too early, or perhaps the timing on the Windwalk didn't work out. Blade Master, did he pick up the item? No, the item ends up going to the Death Knight there, and wow, Fly with a major misstep could have gotten the last hit onto that Rock Golem and picked up the item. Instead, Death Knight picks up the Robe of Magi and has Claws of Attack +5. Both items, I believe, will be given to the Lich once we get to level 2 or tier 2. Blade Master going after the Ogre Magi, gonna pick up, what is that? A Ring of Protection +3, has dual circlets of Nobility, Deathwell onto a Forest Troll Berserker, as the Blade Master wants to finish off this creep camp here. Death Knight is going to be able to easily get the last kill or the last shot off on this Forest Troll Berserker. No, denied by the creeps, beautifully microed by Fly there to make sure that the Death Knight doesn't get any additional experience, as the Blade Master now tries to chase after some of these skeletal minions to get a little bit of bonus experience. Healing salve being used there. We're going to see the skeletal warrior pretty much just try and sacrifice himself or do a little bit of scouting. Nope, actually falls at the hands of a grunt, giving a little bit of experience to the Blade Master. Happy a bit greedy there, wanting to do a bit more scouting with that skeletal minion, ends up giving experience to his opponent. All right, coming back down to the south here. Blade Master still wandering around a bit, perhaps going to clear up some additional creep camps, get to level 3 on that Blade Master. Dual Circlets of Nobility, Ring of Protection +3, and the Gloves of Haste. Gonna finish off this Ogre Magi creep camp, as the tech to tier 3 is just now started. Starting the tech to tier 3 before building down your Bestiary or your Spirit Lodge. A bit interesting there. All right, closer look at the action. Blade Master going to finish off this Forest Troll Trapper creep camp, getting to level 3. Death Knight, however, going after this creep camp as well, should be able to clear things up. Is the Blade Master going to try and disrupt his opponent? Still best ping ever, I guess, thanks to W3 champions. Yeah, when you are when players are playing cross realm like that. Classic strikes again. Yeah. Hopefully, I'll be able to control my zoom later on, or in a little bit. All right, Ogre Magi taking quite a bit of damage here. There in comes a Death Coil. He steals experience. Blade Master picks up the potion of greater mana, though. Experience given to the Death Knight once more, as the Death Knight is now halfway to level 4. Death Knight could try and, well, give those items to that Lich, who is just now out on here on the battlefield, as well as the Shadow Hunter is making its play. So far, the pacing of this game is extremely different than the previous game, as the Blade Master, well, finds another potion of greater mana for that Shadow Hunter. It's really going to come down to that second hero and how much experience and how much level the second hero has. Being able to get to level 2 healing wave, it would be a big step in trying to shut down some of that burst damage from that Death Knight and that Lich. Coming back, and also the fact that there is dual potions of greater mana on that Shadow Hunter means that he'll be able to, well, continually cast those for quite a while, perhaps outlasting his opponent in a fight, or perhaps catching his opponent off guard. Shadow Hunter still going to be staying at level 1 after this particular creep camp. Needs a little bit more experience, perhaps going to take this, well, Ogre Magi high ground creep camp right here to get to level 2 and then be very close to level 3. Wind Riders now added in, as well as the Stronghold. Tech to Stronghold is nearly completed. We should be looking at a Tauren Chieftain as that third and final hero. Ogre Magi taking down Mana Stone for Fly. So, well, Fly having plenty of mana on that Shadow Hunter. Has to be careful, though. Perhaps going to get a healing wave off here, absorbing quite a bit of damage around. Shadow Hunter down to 49 hit points, 50. Finally using that healing salve, will be able to stick around and stay alive. Meanwhile, Blade Master going to try and do a little bit of damage there, but there is a Dust of Appearance. Is going to finish off the Blade Master, who's now down to 69 hit points, down to 41. Windwalk, Windwalk with scroll. Just appear Windwalk, but Dust of Appearance, making it so that he was able to be attacked and spotted. Blade Master still staying at level 3, purposely leaves behind the Ring of Protection +3 for the Tauren Chieftain when he comes out onto the battlefield. Meanwhile, Death Knight out here on the battlefield here. Lich already sitting at level 1 with some powerful items, getting up to level 2. Frost Armor gonna be that second ability to try and protect the damage from that Blade Master. Meanwhile, Dark Ranger, well, out here on the battlefield for that silence against that Shadow Hunter and that Tauren Chieftain. Shadow Hunter is now at level 3, has plenty of items as well. Manual of Health could get, well, picked up by that Shadow Hunter or that Blade Master. No, Blade Master already about here trying to keep track of the undead army. 4-2-1. Blade Master still sitting at level 3. Does have an Orb of Lightning, so could be able to proc purges onto some of the opposing units and make them stop in their tracks. Meanwhile, Tauren Chieftain sitting at level 1 here. Shadow Hunter sitting at level 3 with True Shot, or giving bonus damage to those Wind Riders. All right, Blade Master is very much nearby. Gonna go ahead and go after Obsidian statues, trying to burst them down. No Death Coil is available. Blade Master, however, getting quite a bit slowed by that Frost Armor. Is he going to be able to finish it off? No, he is not, and now uses Windwalk in order to get away. All right, Shadow Hunter, still plenty of mana. One of the potions of mana, I guess, were used already. I'm not quite sure when that actually happened, but it looks as though one potion, greater potion of mana, was already used, even though it wasn't in combat between the two main armies. Happy now going to be coming in from the south side here, perhaps going to be putting in pressure. In comes some Destroyers. Headhunters not upgrading to Berserkers as of yet. That Berserker upgrade needed to be done faster. As you can see, well, 375 hit point units are just not going to be able to stick around very long in this fight. All right, Happy playing around with Fly, as Fly has no easy way to head back home right now. No Scroll of Town Portal, and the base is just suffering so much damage. All right, so much damage, so much pressure. Fly completely reading the situation well, knowing that Happy has been tracking him for so long, thinking to himself he might be trying to go after a red creep camp. Let me damage his base while he cannot come over and try and protect it. And that is exactly what happened. All right, only 5 workers here. Headhunters now upgrading to Berserkers. Sorry, 11 workers now back out onto the battlefield. Voodoo Lounge being placed down as more headhunters um, are getting built here. I thought we upgraded to Berserkers. All right, so I guess it doesn't say Berserker, even though but the Berserker upgrade is done. Just a little visual cue right there. Is he supply blocked? No, yeah, he is currently supply blocked as well, unable to train up anything. Coming back through, dual obsidian statues, Death Knight, Dark Ranger, Lich. Level 3 on that Lich now, really opening up that damage. Meanwhile, the Tauren Chieftain wants to get to level 3 for that level 2 stomp onto those Crypt Fiends to squash out all of those bugs. Meanwhile, Destroyer's absorbing mana as a new Destroyer takes to the sky and should be able to shut down or deal quite a bit of damage to the bases here. All right, here we go into the engagement. Burrow gonna take quite a bit of damage, and now, well, we still see Fly, currently gonna be supply blocked once more, 50 over 51 supply, as the Orc army is nowhere nearby to try and offer protection. Well, as I say, nowhere nearby, here it is, ready to engage once more as the army of Happy runs out to engage here. A triple silence on all 3 enemy heroes. No additional damage being dealt as the Blade Master trying to burst down a couple of units. Dark Ranger now sitting at level 3, level 2 stomp going down from the Tauren Chieftain, but the silence is not gonna, well, the stun doesn't last that long. Blade Master continuing to burst down quite a bit, but still only 153 critical strikes as the Shadow Hunter ends up getting taken down at the last moment, trying to run away. So many destroyers, so much damage, and without obsidian statues. However, this push needs to, well, seal the deal, as the obsidian statues are what allow long pushes by the undead army. However, 5 destroyers, nothing to shake a stick at. Very, very powerful air units being able to dispel magic, devour magic, and, well, pretty much unchallenged right now, as the Death Knight does have or should have enough mana for a Death Coil here. He does also have that brilliant aura, so he is giving a little bit of mana, as the Shadow Hunter is back out here on the battlefield, and he may end up getting taken down again. He's trying to find his Voodoo Lounge. Voodoo Lounge nowhere nearby. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability transferred. Level 4 now on the Shadow Hunter, as he's still fighting his way back through. All right, Shadow Hunter needs to find a way. There's a little bit of a heal. There's a stomp now going down onto the Death Knight, but the Death Knight seems to be having no problems whatsoever. 32 supply compared to 54. The new Obsidian statue has joined out here onto the battlefield. Blade Master going after the Death Knight. Death Knight could end up getting taken down. Death Knight does end up getting taken down, but the Blade Master, well, is not going to be able to stick around and fight and see and finish off that Death Knight who, well, had an Ankh of Reincarnation. All of that effort to try and take down the Death Knight, only to realize that it had the Ankh of Reincarnation and is now alive and well again, buying a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, and with that Ring of Regeneration, really regenerating quite a bit of hit points as it runs out here onto the battlefield again. Look at that regeneration rate. I don't even see Essence of Blight. I mean, it heals on that Death Knight. It is just Unholy Aura and the Death Knight's natural regeneration as a strength-based hero, and that Ring of Regeneration continuing to heal him up. All right, Essence of Blight now being used here, but this fight is, and this push is just going so long and so strong, as we're looking at, well, burrow after burrow is falling. All right, plenty of destroyers here, 60 over 70 supply, and I believe this is definitely going to be the beginning of the end, as there's not much that can be done to try and stop this. Tauren Chieftain not yet at level 3, can't really effectively use Stomp. The destroyers are pretty much unchallenged in the skies right now, as there is not enough ensnares or enough ways to deal damage to them that a 400 hit point heal from the Death Knight cannot overcome. Death Knight could be getting to level 5 here in just a moment, does get to level 5, and now with level 3 Death Coil, those destroyers are going to be sticking around even longer. Blade Master trying to go away, he gets Death Coiled in the back, and that should be the GG here. Blade Master has fallen, and Happy pretty much just able to walk over Fly in that battle there, not having to do anything too out of the ordinary, as there was no easy ways to really take down the 5 destroyers that Happy brought to that fight, outlasting his opponent and then replenishing the obsidian statues with a fresh obsidian statue, plenty of mana, and that Ankh of Reincarnation on Happy, allowing that Death Knight to pretty much just rebound immediately. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.